Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm writing to This is Why We All Need an Emotional Detox. Gaur does. So, emotional detox. Hmm. Now, obviously we do. But I'll say this in different levels. Obviously, in terms of Advaita Vedanta, you don't ever need an emotional detox. In terms of those who are not enlightened, like myself, sure. I mean, I don't really get too emotional sometimes, most of the time. But, it's really weird to say detox though, as though it's like there's a buildup. And sometimes there can be. Things that happen to you today, things that happened to you in the past, things that you keep thinking about. It's kind of like a buildup of this poisonous emotion that you need detox out of your life because it's really affecting your life. Um, but I'm curious as to what he has to say. Let's go ahead and get started.
Forgive or not forgive is a very individual choice. If you want to live in peace, however, it is imperative that we let go of what we have held in our minds and we pent up in our minds. Because small or less, this phone may be what, 200 grams, 300 grams. If I hold this phone on my palm, it's going to hurt me a little bit for a while. If I hold it for 2 hours, it's going to hurt my wrist a lot. If I hold it for an entire day, it's going to start numbing my wrist. If I hold it for an entire week without putting it down, it's going to paralyze my wrist. It's not what you hold and how heavy it is, but it's how long we hold it. So to keep down that phone is some compassion to my own wrist, not to the phone. So what I hold for somebody is like that phone. It's not so much for them. It's for my own peace. It's for my own coming to terms with my own joy, you know. And forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean forgetting it.
Okay, wow, that was really. Okay, that's a pretty interesting way of putting it. um, so again, I like to think of the practical of things. It's really kind of strange. Um, so obviously, if you hold on to grudges, you hold on to the pains of the past. It's going to eat you alive, especially if you can't ever let go of it. For me, there's been a few things in my life, like one, less than five things. I can think of one only. Maybe two. Honestly, I don't. I know one for sure. One has to be for sure. Less than five that are kind of things that I regret in the past. But at the same time, it's not quite eating me alive. Although it's still a regret there. I'm not. I'm not necessarily suffering from it. I understand the fact that it's in my past now. There's nothing I can do about it now. It's again. I say this as a way to understand this emotion and a way for it to not affect me anymore. It is something that I wish I could have. I'm curious as what it would have been to have changed, and maybe regret it, or in fact regret it, depending on how the outcome would have been had I changed it. And understand that I cannot change it anymore, and it is in the past now. That's for me, probably the most practical thing. It's the fact that if I cannot do anything about it, I need to understand that. Because me crying or worrying or being upset over something that I can't change anymore is pointless. It's useless. But it's the truth, though. If you suffer from something that you cannot do anything about, you're just causing yourself to suffer. But if there is something you can do something about it, well, then you still have the opportunity, and you do not have to suffer it, because you can still make a change to it. So it's not too late, at least in that point. So I guess the practical about it is the fact that if there's nothing you can do about it, there's no sense in suffering about it, because again, there's nothing you can do about it. And this is something that I guess I kind of like to do or like to say is doing practicals of their quotes and stuff. Like, oh, you're holding up the phone. Yeah, obviously it's going to hurt the rest of your arm. So yes, it's wise to put it down. But how do you do that? For me, it's the thoughts of these things like, can I do something about this regret, this pain, this suffering that I have? I can't. Now what, okay, if I can't make changes, what's the practical of trying to resolve this issue? I'm not saying you thinking of this all of a sudden the pain is gone. It's like, nope, it's done. No, but hopefully by understanding this and by constantly reinforcing your thoughts with this, that your mind begins to understand, begins to change at the very least, of how you think about this pain or this suffering. And if you can make a change, well, then it's not too late. You can at least attempt and try. And at least this time, if you try and fail, then at least you can again reason with yourself that you tried it, you gave it your best shot, and you weren't good enough, or whatever the case may be. And again, there's nothing wrong with not being good enough. You can always make yourself better if there's another opportunity for it. But if not, then you can still always make yourself better for other opportunities. Whatever that opportunity or whatever that pursuit may be, whether it be for a significant other, whether it be for a job, whether it be for a trophy of some type. Again, you may have missed your opportunity the first time, you may have missed your opportunity the second time for that same event, but you can always improve upon yourself for the next time. Again, it's all situational, of course. Sometimes you may not have a second time. Maybe that second time is the only other time you get. But again, you have to understand this. And then once that second time is passed up and there's no more chances, then you have to understand that there's nothing else you can do about it now. So it's something that you have to realize and say, you know what, I gave it my best shot. I gave it two shots, as a matter of fact, and it still wasn't good enough. And now I can't make any changes to it. I can't do anything about it. I have to learn to let it go. The reason why I'm letting it go, the reason why I'm not going to try to suffer from it is because I can't do anything about it. If I can't do anything about it, I should not suffer from it. This goes back to my religions class back in college, whenever this Indian teacher woman uh, saying in the Buddhism class that life is suffering, and I told myself I will choose not to suffer life. I remember that specifically. I still suffer life, but not as much. So, again, it's all a work in progress. Nothing's gonna come so super easily. I mean, if it does for you, that's amazing. I will say you have a skill there. But if it doesn't, then you're like every other normal person. So, don't beat yourself up too much about it. So, anyways, this is my reaction to this is why all we need is emotional detox. Which she didn't explain how to detox it other than just to let it go, I suppose, or to put it down. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up the sound down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.